Hello everyone, and welcome to the Govt Report. Here from today, Yokohama, Japan. Okay, so we have some news for you. Now, as you know, I've done several videos and been following the story of the OI reactors in Fukui prefecture. Now, the Japanese government, the nuclear industry, both have been pushing extremely hard to get these reactors restarted. Kansai Electric has been pretty moot on this. They haven't really given their opinion one way or another. It seems that they're just being quiet about it. Down in the Kansai region, Kansai Electric is known as KEPCO. Yeah, ironically similar to what we have here in today, Kanagawa prefecture, and of course where I live in Kanto prefecture, as TEPCO. So it's ironic that they're similar, but that just, well, whatever on that one. But the big story here is that the OI assembly, now this is the local government in OI, the assembly in the town of Fukui prefecture has given in to government pressure, and we'll get into that here in just a minute, what the government pressure was and how they got this to go about. But the local assembly has actually said that it's necessary to restart the two current offline reactors. Now, this comes from the chairman of the local assembly. Now, this is a bit unprecedented considering everything that's happened after the Fukushima meltdown. This is the first time any local government has actually given support to do this. Now, this is quite interesting, and to be honest, I really did not see this one coming. It kind of slipped under the radar for me a little bit, and for that I do apologize. The government pressure that was going on. So when this news came out, immediately I said, wait a minute, let's go back and see what maybe has caused this type of decision. Okay, so Kenya Shibatani, now he's the chairman of the OI Town Assembly, said that the local economy and employment has been affected that the reactor halts. He says largely understanding the necessity of nuclear power and taking into consideration the residents' opinions, such as the impact on consumers' livelihoods and the economy, we agreed to the restart, he said in an official statement. Now, let me say that gentleman's name again, just so you can remember that for your own reference in your research. That is Kenya Shibatani. He is the representative of it. Now, he used interesting language here. He says, consumers' livelihood. Now, we can take that to assume that he's talking about money and the local economy. What he's talking about is that because the reactors are shut down in OI, businesses cannot make money. That is the assumption that he's making here, which is extremely interesting that he takes that type of position when talking about the local assembly agreeing that we need to restart these reactors. Now, the writer of this story here, we're starting out from Japan Today, which they're kind of an interesting news source. You should check them out. I won't pass my judgment on them because of the nature of Japan Today. You just check those out and see their style. They have open comments on everything, so always check out their comment section. It's quite interesting, considering the way that Japan Today delivers the news. But let's go down here, right? So there's some other things that the writer here includes. The two writers, by the way, are Linda Sega and Yoko Kobota. Those are the writers, okay, of this information. Now, the interesting thing of this, what I want to get into here, is that OI received 2.5 billion yen in subsidies in the fiscal year of March 2010 related to Kansai Electric's 4 reactors. Now they claim that many jobs depend in some way on the plant. It's, so talking about the jobs, that's kind of BS a little bit. The big push here to get this restarted is the money. The investment involved in this. 2.5 billion yen is no joke. That's no small pocket change. So I think behind this is money. Now they don't give details on what type of investment it was. Subsidies alludes to government, so the government's put a lot of money into these reactors, and the local people don't want these reactors restarted. So of course the government, thinking that we put all this money into it, now the people reject it any damn way. So the government feels betrayed, as we could say, right? So we have that going on, the background of that, right? Why the local assemblies look into this. It's about money investment and government pressure to restart these reactors. Now let's take a look at the pro-nuclear side of things here. Pardon me for a minute, it's a bit windy here, so I need to change out paperwork here. Okay, so now the Daily Yomiuri online. Now Daily Yomiuri is ardently pro-nuclear. All right, the founder of this newspaper was the gentleman who actually brought nuclear power to Japan. Okay, he's also a big hand in creating the Tokyo Giants baseball team and several other things. But the main thing here is this newspaper was founded by a gentleman who brought nuclear power to Japan. Okay, so of course they're going to be pro-nuclear. So here's the pressure that was put on OI, the local assembly here. This is from Daily Yomiuri. Okay, power crisis can be averted, government says, by restarting oil reactors, which is key to preventing blackouts. So here we go from the get-go. They're doing fear-mongering. They're saying if you local people resist, start these reactors, you're going to affect all these other people around you here in Kansai. It's going to be your fault that we have rolling blackouts and everything because you would not care about the group. Like ergo in Japanese culture, which I won't go into right now, but that's what they're using. That's the pressure by this headline alone. So here's what the numbers they give. They have this little statistic here. Two ways they look at it. No nuclear reactor resume operation. Nuclear power, 0. Pumped storage hydropower, which is a unique way OI reactor can do. They can, the two ways to generate power there, it's a very unique plant. It can do it through nuclear power and also do it by pumping the water that's necessary through the plant to the generators to produce electricity. So pumped storage hydropower is 2.39 kilohertz, I believe. Now thermal power, hydropower purchased from other utilities will make up 23.03 of the the energy output they need. Total supply will be 25.42. Expected demand in case 1 is 29.87, which gives them a deficit of negative 14.9%. Now, case 1 demands calculated taking into account a cut in peak hour power consumption by large lot base users under special contracts with KEPCO. It's a complicated deal how they do that there. Basically, if you use a lot of power, you'll cut a deal. And the new deal, which we can't get into right now, is that they're going to cut power to get a discount and all this, right? An expected case 2 would be 30.5, which would be a demand case of negative 15.7. This is no nuclear reactors, they claim, right? Now, OI reactors, plant number 3 and 4, reactor resume operation. You have a nuclear output of energy of 2.36. Pumped storage hydropower, which gives it more ability because the plant's actually up and running at full strength, of 4.49. Thermal power, hydropower purchased from other utilities, which is a sharing thing they're trying to do right now of other utilities in the area, would equal 2303, which is no change. Okay, so total supply 29.88. Expected from case 1, which I already explained that, would be 29.87. Expected demand in case 2 will be 30.15 at 0.9%. So they throw it up in people's faces. They say, you know, we don't want to change the way we consume energy. we don't want to change the way we look at energy production. So if you don't do what we want, here's the scenario. It's fear-mongering. That's a rejection of change and saying that do it our way or you're going to suffer. Okay, that's the way Data Yumori presents the situation and say we can avert all this if you just simply agree to restart those nuclear power plants. That's a really aggressive position to take from the pro-nuclear crowd. He's saying do it our way, we will sit here and we won't do anything to change the situation. Of course not. We won't look into other ways to produce sustainable base energy supply. What we'll say to you is, if you resist this and don't do it our way, you're going to suffer. And we have numbers to back it up. Alright, that's what they're coming at, right? But there's hope in this situation. There is hope. We look at the next information. We're going to the Japan Times here. It says, pushing back. Fukui governor calls for clear nuclear policy. Alright, so the Fukui governor, which Oi resides in Fukui prefecture, right? So he says the central government should clarify its nuclear policy as it bids to restart 2 reactors in Fukui prefecture. Governor Ieyasu Nishikawa told visiting senior vice industry minister Shehu Mikano on Tuesday. He says, we want the government to clearly show its stance to citizens, Nishikawa said during a meeting with Makino at the prefecture government office in Fukui. So it's clear this governor, he's seeing through the shit. He's seeing this. He's saying, okay, you want to do this, well then, you get to get your house in order. He doesn't trust these guys to restart these reactors for obvious reasons. He clearly sees the nuclear policy is flimsy and weak. It allows the nuclear industry in Japan to do whatever it wants as long as it can give enough money to the right people, bribe the right people. I did a video earlier on that about bribes with the Safety Commission. And he's saying, look, no, you want to do this, you need to make sure to me that you have a clear policy to make things safer. Which, how can you really say nuclear power can be safe? But he's not going there. He's saying you ain't got your house in order, so I'm having trouble supporting you. But it goes on. Makino, the vice industry minister, was recently in Fukui to win local support for reactivating reactors 3 and 4 at Kansai Electric Power Company's plant in the town of Oi on the sea, on the coast of Sea of East Japan. So there you go. Right there explains it why this assembly gave in. They sent a big boy from Tokyo down this little village. They call it a town, but it's basically a village. Put his arm into those guys, elbow them, and put all these facts and figures out, and all this fear-mongering, and use the group mentality to get them to agree to restart it. So there you see it, right there, Now, the local leaders at the Oi plant, this is coming from the Japan Times, such as governors of Shiga and Kyoto, are resisting pressure to allow the reactor restarts. Now, Nishikawa has challenged the central government, as we said, to convince them of the need to do so, of to change their opinion. Right? So, basically like I said, what happened here? They sent a big guy from DC from Tokyo to go down there, put pressure on these guys in Oi, scare the hell of the local assembly, and say it's going to be your fault, and the group, ergo group mentality, is going to hate you and blame you because they don't have enough power this summer. Alright, so we got to be able to see through this, alright? So that's the information going on with this situation. Of course, thank you very much for watching this. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so. It's FreedomWV, username. Of course, the name of the show is the Ghost Report. So, please leave your comments in the comment box below on this very important issue. If you wish to leave a video response, please do so as well. So until next time, this is me, Ryan, here in Yokohama, checking out.